ठीक है मनीष जी अच्छा Good morning to everybody. So, I am Biswas, Academic Counselor of MBA, IGNOU. So, today the course is MMPH 002 Human Resource Development, and today we have to see the block number, block 3. This is HRD in practice, and in the block 2 there are unit number 7 is left out, so I will start first. See the unit number 7. It is the analysis part, and then we see the unit number 8, 9 and 10. There is a block 3 today have to see. First, now come to unit number 7. That is our analysis of performance and the career planning. Here actually we have to discuss about the performance management. What is the performance management and why it is required in the organizations. So basic goal of the performance management system is to maximize the employees' capacity to enhance the capacity. That is the main thing. Apart from this, some of the expectations from the employee by the employer, that is, should understand the roles, his duties, and should be accountable when some accountability should be there. So in this way, competencies and the expected behaviors are main things. So that's why the system should be there. Through these systems, there is a performance management systems, you can ensure that yes, your employee are developing, your employee are what are the expectations by the company are towards this achievement positions and competency are developed. So expected behaviors are there. So basically idea is with this management are formulated for the employee development purposes, basically, for the maximizations. And that it is basically continuous process, not for the system is developed for the one time, it's not like this. It is a continuous process in between when motivation is required, review, feedback, everything is required. And some proactive techniques are to be adopted so that time to time you can evaluate from the evaluation report you can take the feedbacks, and everything are in a very real-time manner. Means suppose every 3 months or quarterly or half-yearly, you just review the things and see the reality, and that time whatever the situation is there, based on this we can have take actions. Means maybe require some training, maybe some transfer is required, or maybe some promotion is required. So all these things, activities from the from the HR side, they can take care. So that's why that performance management system is just like a tool. It just gives some aids to the manager to take some corrective actions. And the performance management enhance the company's profitability also, and by increasing the employees' engagement and the increasing the productivity. So this is the basic idea of the performance management. Now the system theory and human performance. System theory is a subset of the organizational theory, which enhances holistic thinking. So they are open systems having the inputs and the outputs that interact directly with the environment. So environment is one of the interactive points where you can take some of the inputs from the externally or from the environmental point of view and achieving the target of the real time. So without any need for the futures. So reviews and the corrections can be taken care of. So the classical, some different school of management have a different theories. So Frederick Winslow tells he has given some of the scientific meta management, and Henry Fayol's business administrations is give way to so-called human relations management movement. Elton Mayos, the research, Douglas McGrath. There is some two theories are there. There is a theory X and the theory Y. Basically, you can say the no negative sides. This is the positive sides. So some styles. All of these are clearly predicted on the job performance behaviors. Any performance management steps goal thus becomes to improve the alignment between the organizational goals and the individual objectives. Now, personality and the behavior and the performance. There's the big five consequences. That is your neuroticisms, extraversions, agreeableness, this has correspond to the rise of the interest in the function of the personality. So, to develop the personality, and these are some of the functions of yours. Now, analysis some of the behavior, human behavior, is a set of basically the mental, physical, emotional, and social actions. So, comparing all these things, you can see what is the behavioral pattern of the humans, which is basically influenced by the culture, society, values, morality, ethics, and the heredity, and not the awareness of conduct. Since it not only degrades, has a significant impact on the performance of others. So, behaviors. For human behaviors are your upbringing, what the culture he has passed through, and the society where he is staying, the environment are the factors. Motivation and behavior of the performance, that is actually inner drives. From motivation coming from the inner, from the inside, what the people are thinking are the objectives to reach these objectives. So inner drives are basically important. So motivation and behavior and the performance, basically the employees' motivation is the most important factors in business. So without we cannot take the maximum productivity or maximization of the potentiality that cannot be achieved. So motivation is very much important. Quality of work environment is also important because without quality, then again you will be hampering the profitability and your production also. So quality is one of the important. So you have some good environments where the employees are working. So you have to, as a manager and as a organizations, you have to be very careful about the where even in the sitting place also. So you have to see their quality the environment also. So appropriate salary is also important. What are the factors, things are from the quality point of view? That is your salary, enhanced training, and that worker evaluations, pleasant behavior or pleasant positions, healthy working condition environment are also examples. Even in toilet washrooms also it should be hygienic also because the health is another issue. So performance management systems includes basically the establishing the well-defined objectives, theory designs, and the implementations, so that it can be effectively evaluated and analysis. So implementation is one of the big issues because if you have a good policies, even you have all the planned, everything are very good, but implementation are not during the executions process are wrong, then everything will be so implementation is very important. So performance objectives, the successful performance management method is built on the foundation of the objectives. So behavioral based. So objectives are basically one behavioral based, another is the process and fair and and the reduces disparity or so job related results ensures that things. So focus of the objectives are very crucial because it is the behavioral based and the observable job related results because some things were happening in front of you, you are just observing what is going on. So accordingly, in this process, it is really fair or not. If some just reduce process disparities there or not, so everything can be you have to ensure. Then joint effort because is one of the things. Any planning or any executive programs, the process. So joint effort is very much important. So it is between the management and the employee. So both are actively participated and what are the always be some non-negotiable matters because if the both of joint effort management and employees start negotiating lot of things, then it will be hampered in the process. So goals should be ranked in order to determine which is the most important because you have to prioritize the things and this is which one is the first, second, third, which has to be done first. So everything has to be prioritized and ranked should be there. So then accordingly you have to do it. Monitoring is another aspect because the performance monitoring and the feedback and the coaching, there are two things very important. So training to provide the training to ensure the managers and the fully prepared to accomplish all the tasks associated with performance management. So all the HR people, those who are involved in the personal planning systems, performance systems, they have to train enough so to understand the things which are likely to be implemented. So specific goals. Any organizations, when they hire the people, the activities, and they compare them to some specific goals that are the consistent with the company's values. Measurements. Measurements is such the you have to see the relationship between the individual and the employees and the organization's missions are it should be a correlations and that any loopholes or something that you have to see the some rigid relationship is required so that you can achieve the excellence in the organizational goal, uh, happiness and the personal progress are also parallelly equal. So happiness is also up to see, and so that basically anybody should not be overloaded or not shaded by the any things. So that is the three Asrava 2005 years. You just want to say that the happiness is one of the important and personal growth progress is also important. Then it can be the relationship also. These are all of the functions. Basically, the good relationships, the happiness is one of the functions. The personal progress is one of the functions. Then it has to be measurable and to measure it and accordingly management has to take care. Consider the career. Then you see the career is very important, is an integral part because some of the educational, social, economic, and the consciousness of the decisions taken by the individual and representing is the unique personality trait and the essential life values. So, career is one of the important integral part because it should be clear visions of where he will be after 5 years, 10 years, or end of the service where he will be. So that should be clear guidelines should be there. So, a sequence of basically the career development, the sequence of positions occupied by a person during the course of a lifetime. What the sequences? Suppose first 3 years he is an engineer, then after that he is a deputy manager or some manager, then chief manager, then he is a managing director or finally director and the CEO. So this is the way the career path. So career pathway and the sequence, the positions where he will be. So that should be clear cut guidelines should be there. The movement through the opportunities and the by the company in such in the policy should be guidelines should be there. So another thing, the aspirations and the expectations at the time of the joining, because any employee, any individuals have some focus on these things. So have a psychological contract, and where you be part of the certain aspirations are required, and some expectations will be there. Okay, I'm joining this company, so definitely after 10 years I'll be a manager or something. So that should be clear. It should be seen by the employees. So that organizations should be take care in the career development perspectives. Then other way we can understood we can understand the career development. That is the personal and the corporate operational growth. So career planning and changing the employees employment status means today you are joining as a trainee, and after 5 years you will be some positions, and so you have to handle that, take some responsibilities and do this project individually and with your minimum guidance and you take some decision making process in a part of this scenario. So this is the various stages and where you are. That changing of the employment status, basically, we are calling that is the development part. In terms of the so long term, basically the process of making the long term learning decisions, competencies in order to balance the career advancement opportunities. Then organizational career development, that is another aspect in an activity that takes into account the long-term benefits and the success of the employees, as well as the efficiency of the organizations. So the organization careers out the career development based on the HR needs and the ability to perform various functions, improve the efficiency and compete with other organizations. Then stages, the career development part. That is the career development is an ongoing process, as I said. that is different school of management they are highlighted, and it includes the schools, home, school, and the community experiences. That is, depending upon the life stages and as per the needs and the wants, the career development can be explained as per the events models. So, explorations and then the establishment, mid-career, late career, and the decline. So everything, there are five stages, yes, say, that one as per the model, career development, five stages of this. Uh, Problems. The top, what are the problems? Basically, the lack of communications and the other interpersonal communications is not a maybe only not unidirectional, it's only one directional. So that case it may be create a problems because the employees are not able to communicate with the management uh, or with the managers. So what are the requirement basically? So it may be create a problem sometimes for the career advancement purpose. So it is hindering. These things are hindering the future career purpose. So the area to look after. Some problem area there is a stress. Occupational stress is important because if she is overloaded, uh, not getting interested from the jobs, not happy with enough, so monotonous. So everything are considering as a starting point of the stress points. So that has to be minimized. And the feedback. The assessment is these you can some idea, you can certain idea what is going on in the employee's mind, and so that you can take some actions, or if any change is required, you can change it. Sometimes the political aspect is also there in the elections because sometimes it creates because you are not willing to based on this potentiality, on the credibility or performance report. But some pressure has come from the political pressures. So by uh, by virtue of the pressure, you are promoting the some of the persons. So maybe you not get the exact results which are aligned with the objectives. You may not get the things. So and sometimes that is the things in the organization are facing the problems. So, loyalty issues, the moral dilemma, stagnation is another issues, and the regressions. All these are problems. It is a quite natural phenomena because this type of problems every organizations are facing. But only you have to look after, you have to see these things, how much you can reduce this, how much you can not allow the all these things, what the way the policy should be there. So there should not be any loopholes, so do not can have some undue advantage, so that nobody can take it to take some advantage of these things. So this is the way you can avoid some, you can reduce some problems. So another thing, the career, how to raising the employees. This is a trend by 2020. The populations in India, as you know, is increasing. And here, fortunately, we can say the youth literacy rate is 91.2%. And that's why I'm highlighted in the bold letters. And yet, Indians' employment situations is bad. Employment situation is not good, even though, especially because of the because of the coronavirus. But now it is up to the market 2 years before the things. So now these things are changing. A lot of it is now, it is overcome all situations mostly, and hopefully within a coming 2 3 years everything will be up to the mark. So employment rate as per the 3rd May to 2020 stands high at the 24.1% according to CMEI report. Unemployment data. What are the data is given? at the Indian marketplaces. Although the witnessing the post of at the moment sees the range of the opportunities and the employment trends in the offering. Even a lot of startups has come, new companies are coming up. Also opportunity here for the freshers, lot of opportunity coming. Okay, those who are already experienced 5 to 10 years, 15 years experience, highly grade of salaries they are earning. Maybe they have some problem because the opportunity is basically for the freshers. So that is the one of the things. So skilled employees, then technological growth, then the work from the home, and contractual employment, other benefits apart from the salary, jobs in demand, and then companies and the others. Then job in the demand and the companies in demand, in hiring the trends, etc. The HRD climate often the organization plays a very important role in the ensuring the competency, motivations, and the development of its employees. Now, defining the climate. So, when we are talking about the climate, that is another aspect of the organizations to create the goals and the decisions the manager should take to achieve these goals. Come not only through the informal, some other way also in the formal structure, which is called the organizational climate. Because the structure is very important, and what the way it is the setup is important. So climate depends on the structure also, formal structure also. The The measurement of the organizational climate are there are so many. One is your perceptual response, level of inclusiveness, how much inclusiveness in the cases, because nobody is idle, everybody are participating from all angles. Rather than the ratio, even in the all levels, means the from L1 to L9, I mean to say from workers to management, top management. Everybody are participating, there is no left out, and all are contributing. So inclusiveness will basically the things, the scales, what scales you have, span of controls, and should be constructed as macro levels. So that's the label definings. Then the unit of the analysis tend to be attributes in the specific subsystems. Then perceptions have the potentials, behavior, consequences. So all are the basically the components or measuring parts where you can see and, and maximization of particular areas so that you can have a good climate. Cylinder 1975 has prepared a working definitions of the climate. The climate perceptions are psychologically meaningful moral descriptions that people can agree characterize systems, practices, and procedures. Now, some alternative characteristics are given, that is a focus on the result versus the focus on the work. So there are two things. We are working, some result will come. So there are two things: individual accomplice versus being a member of the team. You have to see individual people when he is working his own, what the performance is, what work he is doing, and when that same persons, when as a team, when they're doing, how much effort, how much work he is doing, so that you have to compare it. Then accordingly you have to fit for this. Okay, these persons are, when he is put it in the as a team member, he is working very good because he is getting some support from the colleagues or something. So that things are you have to observe, you have to see it. Or some people are when as a team it may not be performing very well, but as an individual he is doing very good. So all these things are things, vice versa, because things. So initiative, initiative and the risk taking versus not rocking the boat. Individual gains versus the enhancement of the organizational objectives. That is another thing. Individual gains, some of the employees are very much interested in their individual gains, and some of the persons are doing the best in the organizational objectives towards. So everything has to be aligned. Individual gains to be converted as a organizational objectives. That part you have to see it. Then it will be all focus should be things that enhancement is required. So all should be towards the organizational incentive. Individual gains, individual objectives may not be considered all the times when when we are talking about the organizational objectives. So that is the duty of the HR manager. You have to see the individual objectives or individual gains are to be diverted, are to be transformed in a form of organizational objectives. Then overall success can be achieved. So though the mindlessness versus the dealing with the people of the avoidance, the unpleasant actions are there. So another things you have to see sometimes the people should do it very happily. There should not be any unpleasant actions. If something is going on in their mind, so toughest things. So some counseling may be required, some counseling is required, counseling, and so that or discussions. Basically. By this discussion, you can reduce there. So dealing how to deal with the people, those who are avoiding the things. So should we get together? Should we focus on particular one thing? Relative importance of the participating management versus the authorization, the management is another aspect. So, characteristics, following characteristics given as per the Rao and Abraham 1986, they have said some of the things. The tendency at all levels, starting from top management to the lowest level, to treat the people as the most important resources. I have given a bold in this case to see that the most important resources. You have to consider it. All the employees are important. So every all levels. So that feelings, that belongingness are required. Then the persistence that the developing the competencies in the employees in the job of every manager and supervisors. So you have to perceptions has to be clear, and so that should have some competencies has to be enhanced. So that and then the all every manager and faith in the capability of the employees to change and they acquire the new competencies at the stage of the life. So every stages are during the working conditions. So a lot of possibilities are there, changes are there. So faith should be there. Everybody some trust basically to yes I can do it, I can win it. So that faith are required. Opening the communications and the discussions. That's the main one of the things is a very maybe sometimes some new ideas, but because of the connection cannot discuss. So maybe one danger you have to explore. You have to explore the ideas. So that's why it is required some open communications, and more and more discussions are required. Effective communications are required. Encouraging the risk taking and the experimentations. So if he failed, no problem. You have to give us some uh, console. Okay, no problem. I'm with you. You do it. You take a risk, no problem. You try it, and the next time definitely you will be win. So that type of motivations and encouragement is required, and the top level manager has to be given to the workers or vice versa. I mean the from top level to lower levels. So allow him to take some risks, if any. So fair in the mind that should be reduced. Uh, Allowing him, then only they can be achieved. So employees recognitions their strengths and the weakness through the feedback. If we have some feedback, so definitely you can identify where the state point, what is the weak point, what are the strength points that should be remain, try to be retained, and it should not be goes down or decline. And in the same case, the weakness is also there. That and the weakness through the feedback and identify the what are the weakness areas and to develop the weakness is important. So trust is important because the general climate of the trust is important. Tendency on the part of the employees to be generally is very much important. Then collaborations are important. Team spirit. Team spirit are required because you cannot discourage to anybody. So discourage stereotypes and favoritisms. Supportive. People should be supportive enough, and the supportive personal policies should be there. Supportive HRD practices, so including the performance appraisals, that is for their training, reward management, potential development, job rotations, and career planning, etc. are to be should be that type of practices should be there. World class practices, or rather, I can say the state of the art practices should be there, so that all these practices should be supported. Then only it will be effective. Now, Octopack, the openness, I can say in the short, openness, confrontation, trust, authenticity, proactive, then autonomy, collaborations, and the expertness. Culture is essential for the facilitating HID. These all are the basic elements for the HID climate. Feel free. Openness is the, as I said, openness is the key factors, so that the discussion can have some ideas and the activities, feelings with each others, belongingness. And yes, this is organization is my yes, I know. Basically that feeling should be there. Only when you are working in particular organizations, you should feel okay. It's not only the upon the earning points. You are also giving you have to contribute as well as when you are contributing as your home and your family members. What the way you are behaving, you are taking care of your family members. Same thing when you are in the working conditions, you have to same philosophy. You have to adopt it. This is my company. If the company is profitable, then definitely my salary will be intact. My salary will be increased. My promotion will be intact. I will get promotions. So that same feelings should be taken. Okay. So free discussions, and it is come through the free discussion. So the concept of the climate with the specific references to the HRD, the HRD climate, has been recently introduced by the organizations. Then questionnaires, HRD climate questionnaires are given through this you have to circulate to establish the some reliability. You require some of the questionnaires. It should be structured questions or maybe some of the MCQ types. You have to circulate time to time, depending on the situation or conditions, where the area you are feeling some development is required. So before that, you have to questions to the employees and take a feedback and see their homogeneities and the items and you need to test it to measure the the HRD climate prevalent in any organization, these questionnaires was administered to several managers in the organizations in various hierarchical levels. So in the different hierarchical levels, the questionnaires has to be administered and check their feedbacks and analysis and evaluate the things where the things are. I mean, if it is a 60 to 70% feedback are coming in particular one directions, definitely it should be implemented or executed. So some of the things are during the measurement uh, based on the your questions that climate is favorable or not, so that it can be scored it out. So there are some of the points A, B, C, D, E. Based on these, if the result is yes or no informed, then 50%, if it is below 50%, you can say it is not favorable. That, for example, suppose top management goes out of his way to make sure that employees enjoy their work. So top management most of the times out of the way. I mean, they are not maybe in the tour, they're in the meeting, they're not in the employees' contact. I mean, uh, not enjoying the work. Basically, the employees are not enjoying the work because sometimes. So that means this sense. Times the management goes out and we are not enjoying the work. Yes, then this is the way all this, maybe these are some of the question forms. So there are mechanisms in the organizations to reward and good work done. So if there are systems in your organizations, if you've done some good work, you are getting some award or not. If you say no, not getting any award. That means it is negative side. So this is the way all these things are. If you are making some questions also, if it is 50%, less than 50%, with this score, average score, then you can declare these are all non-favorable. So it should not be. Basically, it shouldn't be. From here also, we can analyze this. We can take conclusions. All these things are to be transferred to the positive, required to be positive senses. Means top management should be involved. They should not have to give some award systems. So employees are encouraged to experiment with the new methods and try out the creative ideas. So if anybody questions in the employees, are you experimenting anything, or have you done any creative ideas in the organizations? If you say no, I have not done anything. That type of environment is not there. I am not experiencing anything. Means the average score is below negative. So this is the way you can calculate it. And some measuring systems are there. HRD climate, how to develop some database from the HRD climate. So that is all these points are here non-favorable. Means below 50%. Now coming to see some of the things are these all are the employees returning from the training programs are given opportunities to try out and have the learn. Then employees are encouraged to the initiative, the doing to some of the own work instruction in the service. Career opportunities are pointed out to juniors. So this is the way you can question it, and you have to see it is all within your desired value or not. So now another part is you have to see the climate is favorable. Suppose here in this case, if the people are saying yes, it is there, then all these yes, 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 so then it is above the 60% score, then you can say that it is a favorable, HRD climate is favorable. So for example, the top management believes that human resources are in the extremely important source, that they have to be treated more humanity. That is a good question, and people are saying yes. Employees are through this question as a tick mark, yes, it is there. So that is a thing. So this is the way. The promotion divisions are there and suitability promotions rather than the favoritisms. They know, okay, I'm getting as per my work. based on my work, I'm getting the promotions. There's no favoritisms. So that means it's a good practice. It's everything. So all these questions, you can say, if it is getting a above the 60% average marks, so we can say it's a favorable climate HRD. So this is a you can maybe I have explained that way. So some of the negative things are some positive thing. Scoring based on the scoring result, you can declare that this is the uh, good climate, HRD climate. Now, the following factors are there that contributes to the HRD climate. That is the top management style and the philosophy, and personal policies. One of the uh, factors. If the policy is not good, you cannot achieve the good climate conditions. HRD instruments and the systems, because what are the instruments and the systems are there that should be robust. There should not be any loopholes or any clear policy should be there. Self renewals mechanisms, because there should be some employee can be rectify himself. Self renewal mechanism should be there. Then attitudes of the personals and your HRD staff is another issue, and the commitment of the line managers and like this. So all this part are your. Now we have to see some of the counseling and the coaching of the mentoring systems, because counseling and coaching and mentoring is very important, because the employees need to develop trusting the supportive and the relationships with their immediate supervisors, because uh, if any problems, if any emotional conditions, or maybe he has failed to do the work what is set by the management, so that time employee may be depressed. So that time some support system should be there. Supervisor should give console. Okay, no problem. Some counseling is required. Why he has not achieved the things, that has to be without pointing why you have not done better. Then you can search the reason behind it and give you some motivations. So help the employees to analyze this, why they could not have the higher performance and plan to have a higher achievement in the futures. So this type of things are basically the counseling part. Coaching is basically the process, because the coaching is in the process to enhance the performance based on the reviews, which can be defined as a help provided by a supervisor to the subordinates. So different things where the pinpointing the things are not achieving the things, that area has to be developed. So coaching is basically focused on the employees' weakness, and how to that weakness can be make a strength point. So that is the coacher. Coacher should be always find out the particular what are the weak points are there and to develop them. So, and analyzing their performance basically, how it has come. I mean, the coaches should see the performance, overall performance, last past times, and you can identify that this is the area to be enhanced accordingly. So, on the job behaviors basically, coaches. You see the in the football team and the cricket team, coach is there. Coach role is there. He has to perform. He has to work with the team itself. He is also a part of the team members, but his focus on all the training, including the training program, or maybe in the so sometimes the managers employee are searching not a manager. He should be a good coacher also. A manager come coach come mentoring. So everything he should be just like a combo, one combo, and that is a very successful. So all the manager should be trained as a coach. So not only the instructions given, okay, you do it. This is your duty, and then after 2 days you just give me the what you have done. No, in between you have to see it where he has stuck up or not. If he has stuck up, what is the remedy is required. So every time you have to monitor it to the subordinates. So improve their performance. So that's why the coaching parties coming here. So manager has to be not only the controlling the humans or only the given knowledge to how to do with the performance only. At the same time, he has to have a acting as a coach and mentoring so that the performance can be improved. So objectives of the coaches. First things are potential as a manager, helping him. Then strengths and the weakness, as I say. Then opportunity to acquire more insight in the behaviors, environment on the issue, understanding the environment, and interpersonal effectiveness. That is the effective feedback. Then counseling, coaching, and another part is the objective of the coaching. What are the objectives? The further improvement. Because always as a coacher, even though he is a very good player, still more improvement is needed. Yeah, always because you don't know what is the different situation may come. So in every situations he should overcome and he can do this best. So that is the further improvement we have to forecasting that way. Generate the alternatives. At the same time, another things. Suppose basically in the time of your any decision making process. Suppose stuck up. Maybe the particular these decisions are not effective very much. So we have to always generate alternatives. What to do? At that time, if situations come, what are the alternatives should be there? That proactive actions are to be calculated or some calculated risks. Calculated risks has to be taken. That capability to be enhanced so that he can deal the any problems. So prepare for the action plan. The idea is this. Helping to review the non-setting ways is the progress in the achieving the various objectives. Then empathy, another thing, providing the empathic atmospheres. It means you have to help in feelings. That feeling should be there. Yes, is my subordinate. If I had been there, what are the pain he is now facing? What are the problem he is facing? You have to be just like you have to replace yourself in that positions. So that is the empathic environment. So it should not be like this. Okay, his job. I don't know. Now he has to face it. The problem he has created here. No, not like that is not the things. So as a manager, you have to think. Okay, right now, if I put in my in that place, what the feelings is going on with these things. That feelings, same feelings you should also feel. Then sharing the discussions and the tensions, conflict, concerns, problems, then definitely some clue will be there and the things can be achieved. So that is the basically that creation, that atmosphere you have to create so that any employees you should feel okay. I am doing this work. If any stuck off, if any problems, my manager is always with me. His elder brother definitely he will help me. That feeling should be there. So that empathic atmosphere have to create it. That is the objectives of the coaching. Then another so many things that the people has to share their concerns, both the moral support and the guidance. They are free to discuss with the managers. Okay, sir, I have been getting some of these problems, and that's why please your help is required. And if he wants something, definitely it has to be do. So the trust, mutual trust is relationship. Trust is should be there. Then your personal your concerns and the problems, then your alternative solutions, experiences, emotional needs. That's why I'm telling the emotional needs are also required. If we depressed or tensions, that's not some emotional counseling, basically counseling. Okay, no problem. I'm with you. That type of things are simple, some small words are motivating. So developing another is the long-lasting personality and informal relationship. It should be long-lasting, not only that situation you overcome. Next time, okay, I now this time I am help. Next time I will not help. You have to do it. No, this is the wrong. Always you have to give it something. Yes, no problem. If any problems are coming, don't hesitate to call me. I will help you. That type of trust should be long lasting. That's why it will be developed. Maybe one fine day he will not ask you the help. Maybe one instance, two instance, and third instance he has colleague. please help me, or I'm not able to do it, maybe somehow. And one fine day, definitely he will be developed and will do it home. So that some kind of some and some informal relations is also required. Not only the only official, you have to some cultural program should be there. There's the informal relationship. During the gathering is required, maybe picnics, some of the things, and some maybe the birthday. You can celebrate some of the birthdays, and maybe you can go to the home also if sometimes if you can share this also because his sons is maybe getting a good marks, so then you can have a visit there, give some gift to his your employees' sons as a present. Okay, it's token of love, your good done. This is the way the some of the information relationship work. So that your subordinate feel okay. If any in all respect in all round, my boss is with me. He is now just like a family member in the office also and in my personal life also. So that type of development is really long-lasting things, and it is required worldwide now. This relationship is required. If you do, you never feel to change the organizations also. What is this knowledge? So knowledge management. Another thing to retain the employees is another aspect. If we have a long-lasting relationships, definitely people will not leave the organizations, even though he is getting a good salary. He will not leave these things. So that is the one of the required. Now, the another thing is your the process, because there are three processes basically involved. There are mentoring, there one the communications, and empowering, and your helping. So during the mentoring, basically you have to see the communications. When you are mentoring as a mentor, when you are the communications is one of the things, and empower. You have to have some enough knowledge to empower things. So understanding it and helping. That's the one of the things. So communication is basically interpersonal communications. The person receives the message by the listening, yes, definitely, and sends to the responders. So other persons, so effective listening and emphatic response and supportive questions are important both in mentoring and the performance coaching. So most examples given here are from the performance coaching. So for things are listening. Listening is one of the during the mentoring. Listening is very important. You have to listen very carefully. Vice versa, when you are talking with some of your subordinate, so before say your intentions or your what your mind is going on, maybe you are think some of the you have to say something before that you have to listen, because if you listen, maybe a lot of things will come out. So listening is the fast, effective steps in the communications. So listening involving the paying attentions to the various messages being sent by the other persons. So listening, and as I read some lot of books everywhere, everyone is saying 70% is the listening is success point. Your success required. So listening is 70%. After that, your hard work and what are the other processes, everything are 30%. So listening, if you listening some of the things, 70% you can acquire the things and you can take good decisions also. When you suppose you are a boss, you are a manager, and subordinates has come, some of the ideas is in their mind or anything, any reporting. So that time he is sitting and you before he starts something, you are saying something, then that is the wrong thing. So first you listen carefully everything until and unless he stop himself. In between, don't stop. Continue. Let him continue to say. When he has automatically finished the work, then after that he can start. By the time during the listening, you can maybe get a lot of points, a lot of feedbacks, and then maybe you can take a good decisions. So that is the important things. Listening to feeling the concerns is very important for the effective coaching and mentoring. And another thing is it happened. Suppose some subordinates are very in stress conditions or maybe don't know what to do, does not weigh out something. He rushed to the particular the immediate boss, sir, this is happening, I don't know what to do. Then maybe simple one you can ask him, what happened? just narrate me some of the things. So when you start narrating, maybe after the finish of his narrations, maybe he himself say, okay, sir, then he has reduced it is 100%, 70% stress will be reduced when he has narrated everything. If anybody is express the things, when he is expressing the things, so it is by virtue of the what cognitive and psychology, as per the psychology, the 70% stress is gone because now he has busted whatever the things in his mind he has already expressed. So then after that, next action can be taken by the managers. So this is one of the another thing. So asking questions and the responding, there are unhelpful questions should not be there because always should be helpful questions should be there so that he can answer properly. If you question in such a way, he is unanswerable. So definitely it is the failure of the managers. So questions that the critics and your reminded like this. So there are so many testing processes are there, right from process are there, resettlement of the behaviors, developing the mood, these problems, the things like this. So influence is another part of increasing activity, and then the empowering is another issue, empowering the performance coaching and the mentoring and the objectives to increase the employment potential. Like this. So all are basic things, mutual thing like this. So coaching progress like this, like this. So now I think almost I have finished the block three. So thank you very much.